This video is going to be longer than all of my other videos. A certain individual on TikTok specifically targeted me. I do not loosely throw this term around, but I'm going to use it for this particular individual. I think he was a psychopath. Really unhinged. He did several TikToks about me. And at first it was all very playful and I didn't really take it too seriously. Until eventually I did a humorous TikTok about him. In a sort of giving him the middle finger without actually giving him the middle finger kind of way. This is that video. Look man, maybe we got off on the wrong foot. Let's start again. My name's Rudiger, also known as Drunken Cyborg here on TikTok. I'm about having a good time making satirical videos. I'm really not here to make enemies. Let me virtually invite you into my home. Perhaps I can interest you in a beverage. Beer? Soft drink? Kitchen cleaner? Look, if you don't like the content that I do, then maybe preoccupy yourself by doing something else. Because clearly interacting with me is not doing you any good. And if you don't like the people in my comments section, then you don't have to interact with them either. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. But if you interact with me again, there's a very high chance that you'll be unhappy. And I don't want to be responsible for your unhappiness. Maybe it's just best that we part ways for good. You don't have to see me, I don't have to see you, and everybody wins. And Jesus loves you. Unfortunately, that did not deter my detractor, and he continued to make other videos about me. He highlighted such things as cultural appropriation and how he disagrees with my interpretation of cultural appropriation. In that I personally don't believe that cultural appropriation is actually a thing. I think it's all hogwash. And he didn't like that one bit. And then he issued this video. What you're about to see is unbelievable. It's the kind of thing that you may find in a very low-budget horror film. You may think it's satire, but I assure you he's dead serious. Now, giving you fair warning, here is the video.
Oh, it's the Mister. Oh, it's not him again. He's not onto me again. You see, there was a point where I would have just got angry and got into a huff and blocked you.
Yeah, that would have been preferable.
And now, with a bit more emotional intelligence, I can pick and decipher and then point out quite calmly. You may know me from a previous existence, from a previous platform on here where I acted in such a way. This time I'm different.
Good for you. I presume by you saying that you're different that you're going to take a more mature path with a measured response, right?
I'll tell you why. You made a point about cultural appropriation. But then you asked the question, what can we do about it? You said we can only moan about it, but we can't do anything, rather than make them look small or attempt to.
And then he cuts himself off. He just abruptly stops his own sentence. And yeah, there's fuck all you can do about it. If you think somebody is culturally appropriating something, other than finding that person and physically stopping them from doing it, you cannot do anything.
Is that you understanding privilege?
Oh, yes, I understand. I understand that you're a fucking wacko that likes to play kids' games. That's what I understand.
No, that's me understanding stone cold reality. That's me understanding that people have the freedom to do whatever the fuck they want. That's me understanding that if you don't like it, you can't do fuck all about it. This is me understanding that you're getting so salty and bitter that you can't control the actions of others. That your only tactic is to try and belittle and shame people. Because you want to be offended for other people. That's what I understand.
Is that you understanding that there is a system in place?
Shut the fuck up, there is no system in place. Unless the system you're referring to is freedom.
Where you can culturally appropriate.
Stop right there. Take your hat off. The Romans and the Egyptians invented hats. Take it off right now. Yes, I know I'm being absurd and ridiculous, but so is this fucking idiot. I mean, for God's sake. It's so easy to accuse others of cultural appropriation. All you would have to do is look at someone using something All you would have to do is Google who invented it and find the nationality of the person that invented the thing that the other person is using. And then you could just accuse them of cultural appropriation. You may think that doing such a thing is ridiculous. Hey, I'm just getting on his level.
That we can only point it out. That we can only say what it was wrong, but not do anything about it.
Cultural appropriation is only wrong by those who perceive it to be wrong. No one else gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck if you think it's wrong.
And you know that we are in a situation where there's nothing we can do about it because you have no power.
By the power of Grayskull!
And control. So when you say, what privilege do we have? Because these things happened 400 years ago.
I wasn't alive 400 years ago.
You are being now oxymoronic. Because you've now done a whole ass video on cultural appropriation, pointing out that those of us who are victims of that appropriation can only, as you may put it, whine and moan.
How exactly does one become a victim of cultural appropriation? If I were to put a sombrero on my head, does some Mexican somewhere suddenly get leprosy?
But you also pointed out, we can't do anything about it.
That's right, there's fuck all you can do about it. Just like there's nothing anyone can do if you decide to culturally step out of your lane, depending on the parameters that you set for yourself. Which, if you did, it itself would be sheer hypocrisy, according to your own metrics.
So never go on any platform again saying you don't have no privilege.
I don't have no privilege, or don't have any privilege, or I've got no privilege. I do not have any privilege. Again, how the fuck are you going to stop me?
Because that video belies what you say. You know you have privilege, and you know you can say things and do things that we can't.
Well, that's a heap of bullshit. If you mean talk sense, then that's something I absolutely can do that you can't.
Game, set, and match, boy.
Yes, admit it! You've lost and I won! You're nothing, nothing, you hear?
Wow. In another video, of which unfortunately I cannot retrieve because I've since blocked this fucking nutcase, he said that I weaponized my TikTok followers to go after him, accusing me of the very thing he attempted to do to me. This was the comment section of his video that I featured in this video. Yeah, what would you call that? Tagging people to come after me? It's always projection with you motherfuckers, isn't it? Anyway, that's the end of that chapter. And I really hope this is the only TikTok drama that I shall ever endure. And if by any chance you, sir, the nutcase of whom I have featured in this, come across this video,